Code organization, commenting and collapsing blocks. Once you start making projects that have more than just a handful of shapes in them, you'll need a way to organize your blocks. In BlocksCAD, you can organize code by adding comments to the blocks. To add a comment, right-click on a block and select Add Comment from the drop-down menu. After doing this, you'll see a question mark icon appear on the block. Click on it to open the comment box. Good comments will contain a label of what the code models. Let's write box here. Comments can also be used to explain how the code works, to describe something tricky you've done, or to leave a note about something you might want to remember later. You can display your comment or hide it by clicking on the question mark. The first step to organizing your code is to write a comment, as we just did. The next step is to collapse the code and make it smaller. We do this by right-clicking on the block and selecting Collapse Block. What this does is collapse the whole stack of blocks into one compact shape. If any of the blocks contain a comment, that comment will be the first thing written on the collapsed block. So here you'll see the label box that we just added. This collapsed block is now small enough that you can move it out of the way and clear your workspace off. And you'll still be able to see at a glance what these collapsed blocks do. If you ever want to see or work on that code again, just right-click on the collapsed block and select Expand Block. Now you'll be able to see the whole stack of blocks again. You should get in the habit of commenting and collapsing elements of your designs as you develop them. This way, you can easily tell what all the different parts of your code do while still keeping an open space to work. Now, let's comment and collapse the other blocks in this model. If you aren't sure what a piece of code does, for example this translated cube, one way you can figure it out is to change or mark it by adding color. To do this, get a color transform block from the Transforms category and put it around the code. Now render. Aha! Now we can see this part of the model is the lid. We can remove the color transform now that we know what the code does, and right-click and select Add Comment. Click on the question mark icon and add the comment Lid to the editing window. Now right-click again, select Collapse Block, and now the box and lid are collapsed and labeled with comments. The last piece of code must be the handle on the lid. We'll right-click on the outermost block, select Add Comment, click on the question mark and type Handle. Right-click, select Collapse, and now this model is much easier to work with. If you want to change or add anything to your model, just bring out the collapsed blocks and right-click and select Expand Blocks. And now you can work on the code to make any changes you need. When you're done, right-click, collapse your blocks, and now your model is compact and it's easy to see what everything does at a glance. These are the kind of good workflow habits that will make your projects more manageable, especially as you build bigger and more complex models. You can watch this skills video again, or, to practice what you've just learned, launch BlocksCAD and start building.